Hawks win, fellas. The Chicago Blackhawks defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins on a historic day for hockey. 3-1. Couple of goals for Ilya Mikheyev. Couple of points going around for the young guns. Frank Nazar, Connor Bedard, first NHL point, Sam Rinzel. If you're a new listener, couple of points going around for the young guns. I hear myself. That's not good. If you're a new listener, I don't know if that was probably one of you guys. If I hear myself, if you're a new listener, subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio for both, and leave a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Fellas, how we doing? Lee, we went to go hand out bags. Sorry, this is a little late.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good after, some field marketing, honestly, as they call it. It was a good experience just going down there, handing out some bags, trying to spread the gospel a little bit. And then, the Blackhawks pick up a much-needed win, if we're being honest. It's been a while, and I feel like this team has been playing better as of late, and so it's good to see these young kids getting a win here against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are not very good this year, but, it's Sid and Gino, so it's probably a pretty cool experience. Rinzel getting his first point too against those guys. So good night and good game.
Yeah, I agree with that opening statement. There was a very historic day for hockey today. Sam Rinzel recorded his first career National Hockey League point. Also, Frank Nazar, his first career shorthanded goal. So big day for the day of hockey. Absolutely nothing else happened of note. We got to mention it. I mean, Alex Ovechkin, he did break the goals record. That did happen.
Washington Hockey Radio.
Not to be Washington Hockey Radio, but absolutely electric goal too. Like, I'm glad 895 was a special one, just an absolute howitzer. That was all that happened for the Capitals that game. It was a Caps lose but Ovi win goal type of night, so good for them. But back to the Hawks game. Definitely I agree. Much needed win. A bye week we win. I think their first win since the Flyers 2 weeks ago. That was 5 losses ago. So definitely good to break the losing streak there. I think a young team like this, you need morale wins, right? You can't lose every game to end the season, right? You got to end the season with some spunk, some, a little bit of, how do I put this, momentum going into the offseason, into next season, building blocks right for this young group. So good to close out a game like this, not blow a third period lead for once. I know the Penguins are a bad team, but look, take the wins the way you get them. Also, think it's kind of funny, too, that we eliminated the Penguins in the playoffs with this W. Not the first time we've done that late in the season. Last time we did it was 2023. You had a Buddy Robinson game-winning goal that led us to drafting Connor Bedard first overall. Okay. So I like where this is going. I think that confirms that Michael Misa is a Blackhawk.
Absolutely.
What do you guys want to talk about? What's the play here? You want to get Pittsburgh talk out of the way? You want to talk about Nazar?
I was about to say that Sid was a -3 today.
And his point streak ended. I think he had something like a 12-game point streak going into this game, 20 points over that span, and that ended today. Good to see from that standpoint. Tough for him, right? While Ovechkin's over there, Washington breaking goals records, he's being eliminated from the playoffs for the 3rd straight season in Pittsburgh. I kind of feel for him there. Stuck on a team that probably should be rebuilding. Yeah. So let's do Pittsburgh talk, I guess.
Okay, because they're terrible. They are really bad, and it's.
I hope they fired their coach.
Yeah, right.
He'd be a good backup plan to David Carl, Mike Sullivan, a guy of experience who's won cups, done good coaching generational talents like Sidney Crosby. So I think he would be a good guy to look at for the Hawks if you're not able to get David Carl for sure. Yeah.
What do you even do though? What do you even like? Okay, so there's another game. They play the Pittsburgh Penguins the next game.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
That game to me is you could split the home and home with them, or you could really go in there and embarrass. I don't know. This is the Blackhawks we're talking about.
I thought you were talking about it from the Penguins' perspective. Maybe the Penguins can split with the Blackhawks here.
No.
I'm like, what, dude? It's that's how far they've fallen. That they're maybe we can split with these.
It's more I'm pulling for something more metaphorical here. That that's how bad they are. That they're gonna get beat by the Chicago Blackhawks maybe twice in a row in a span of 3 days, and. I would love the Blackhawks young guns to go in there and give it really deliver a good win on Tuesday. Like, I think that would be really cool.
Absolutely. That game has some significance too. That is the arena that Bedard played his first career game against, where he made his debut 140 plus games ago. So I'd like to see him have a nice callback to that performance. Yeah.
A historical moment for sure.
Very historic.
They're bad though. Like I don't like what Kyle Dubas has been doing in Pittsburgh.
If you're the Penguins, like, you should be putting all hands on deck, all your eggs in the Gavin McKenna basket next season, if they're smart, because this team is not going to be making the playoffs anytime soon.
What does that look like though? What does that look like though?
Being the worst team in the NHL.
Yeah. So what change? Like, do they try to move some of these older guys?
That's the thing, because as long as Crosby's still playing the way he is and Malkin, they still have some core guys here who might make it to where they're too good to be, I guess, the worst team in the tank running. But as long as you're near the bottom, you have a chance, right? You don't have to be the worst, but maybe they have to make some moves to make them worse. Yeah.
Malkin's like not real. Malkin has 47 points in 64 games, and he's a -25.
Is he really? Yeah, he got a hot start this season too. He really fell off a cliff there.
Huh. Yeah. No, he's not. Yeah, he's not 2017 Gino anymore.
Yeah, more Crosby though. I think he has 86 points this year or something, and 76. Like, he's still cooking at the Red Knots, and I know Raquel's been fitting in nicely there. I think he has 33 goals. Erik Karlsson's, his best days are behind him. They don't have goaltending, so the depth isn't there. Like, all their top guns are, going to be in the retirement home soon, including guys like Chris Letang as well. So I think this team, it's not a good team. Like, I think even if they do nothing, like, they're going to be probably one of the worst teams in NHL next season in the running, you would think. Yeah.
They have no goaltending. They have no goaltending.
No goaltending.
Nedeljkovic is not it. Yeah, or Jari. Yeah.
Rucker McGroarty, like, I guess, they've got him at least, right? Like,
he's got a bright future. That was a decent trade for them. I mean, Jaeger's probably gonna be a good AHL player, but I would definitely say McGroarty has the higher ceiling of the two. Yeah.
I thought Kaylee Chelios was going to have a stroke trying to pronounce Nedeljkovic's name.
You caught that too? I was like, man, spit it out there. Like, sounded like Godzilla having a stroke over there.
I mean, to be fair, I literally did the exact same thing on the pregame today with you.
Well, you did. Also, like, I've had a hard time pronouncing some players' names. Like, there's that Sharks defenseman whose name I'm never able to mention. So everybody could have that. It's relatable experience. Yeah.
Would you guys ever want to see Sidney Crosby on another team? And do you think it happens?
It's not going to happen. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it would have already happened. Like, it's just at this stage where the Penguins are right now. It's like the fact that he's still extended. I know it's only like a season at a time at this point, but he's always been loyal to that franchise. Same as Ovechkin and Washington. I know it's two very different paths right now with where those teams are at. Like, it looks like the Capitals still have a window here. Could still get Ovi one last cup. The Penguins, it's going to be hard pressed for Crosby to return to the playoffs in his career. But he's just the type of player he is, the type of person he is. I just have a hard time seeing him leave Pittsburgh. He's just been so loyal to that franchise. Yeah.
Has Dubas put out like has he put out like a mission statement for the next couple years?
Like a New York Rangers letter? No.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they're not really supposed to be bad right now. Like, he made moves that we're trying to get this team back in the playoffs, back in contention. Still thinking this team has cups in them, and they haven't seen it. So it feels like they're in a bit of an identity crisis right now. Yeah,
I could totally see them trying to do like what the Washington Capitals did, though.
But wasn't that something you had to do like 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
It's too late for that.
I'm not saying it's going to work. In fact, I think it's going to not work, but I think they're going to try. They're going to go the Nashville Predators route and try to bring in like a bunch of 33-plus-year-old guys. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you that's what they try to do this offseason.
Yeah, they're going to try to do because Crosby is 39 years old. He's not getting any younger there. So, but like a retail for this team, I just don't see it really going anywhere. Like, if they're smart, like, this team has had quite a history of getting generational talents at just the right time. Obviously, Mario Lemieux, the 80s, 90s, Crosby, 2005. So it wouldn't shock me 20 years later they get another generational talent again, McKenna. It always seems to work out for them. Yeah.
That would be frustrating, but
I hope it's not them. Like, there are definitely a lot of other teams I'd rather see him go to, but I'm just saying, if they do decide to take next year, it wouldn't shock me. Yeah.
Especially if he stays. Especially if Crosby stays. That's a slam dunk for
And
the
and he
NHL.
gets to mentor him just like Lemieux did his first season. Like that would just be, you'd see that same picture, them side by side on the bench. You know the one I'm talking about. I could totally see it. Yeah, and I could see Crosby too. Like even when he retires, like doing something with that team, kind of like Lemieux is now. Like I think he'd still stick around for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably play older, like play longer, I
You
guess.
think he'll have a Yager type career? He's just playing until he's like,
No.
until he literally can't. No.
I mean,
But
dude, he's over a point per game now. Like realistically, Sidney Crosby could probably play like 3-4 more years at a super high level if he wanted to.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he and Ovechkin are still at top of their games at 39 years old. Like that's actually unreal. For 20 years, 2 decades, these two have been carrying the NHL.
It is like pushing the boundaries a little bit of like what the best players in the sport can achieve. You know, like I know people thought even in 2014, even Ovi thought that this goal record was completely unbreakable. But it's like here we are now, and who knows, guys like Matthews, McDavid, McKinnon, kind of where they're at the end of their careers and how long they play. Because it's like now it feels like the best guys in the world can play until they're fucking 42 if they want.
It's hard to imagine there's going to be an NHL where Ovechkin and Crosby are in it. Like
Yep.
the day those two retire, that's going to be a tough one for sure for the league. But yeah, it's like if you're Ovechkin, I think we even talked about this on the show where it's like next season might be his last. We'll see if that's the case. But it's like if I were him, man,
I think this season.
You think this season could be it?
I think it could be. I think
doesn't he have another year left on his contract?
Yeah, but I think it's like 50-50 that this could be.
It depends on what happens.
Isn't that? I would imagine you can't just not play.
Oh, Datsuk did that though.
What if they lose in the first round?
Yeah, I mean it's possible. Dude, I don't even think it's necessarily a situation where OV like wants to or doesn't want to play next year. It's just like
I think he's gonna play a few years in Russia, and not to go back to OV, but like I think he's gonna play a few years in Russia and then call it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on what happens in the playoffs. Like if the Capitals like win the cup, like that's probably the right way to go, right? I would think, but maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, Ovechkin wants to get to 900. Somebody says, but
he can still do that this season, man.
If
he's 5 away, he has like what 7 games. He could do that now. But yeah, if I were him, I'd want to play a little longer, extend that record a little bit, because like goals per game wise, you brought up Austin Matthews. I think he's actually clipping at a higher goals per game. It's you still have to have the longevity. In fact, the thing is, Ovechkin's rarely had injuries in his career too, so a lot has to go right to get that goals record. But there's gonna be other guys come along the games the way getting better. Records are made to be broken. It's like I don't think this Ovechkin goal record is untouchable. Like 20 years from now,
isn't Matthews like at 400 already?
He's like around 400. I think he's close. If he hasn't gotten it,
I don't think
he's very close.
As an Austin Matthews supporter,
you're not sold.
No.
Why?
Alexander Ovechkin loves to score goals. You know, like it.
You don't think?
Did you see? He scored number 895 today, and he dives head first into the ice and celebrates it. And that was honestly like such a cool moment. You know, like that was really. And for me, you mentioned like trying to get to 900 this year. I think this is like if the Capitals are going to be really successful in the playoffs, like. It's good. It's better that it happened earlier and it didn't drag on for another 3, 4, 5 games, you know?
Yeah, they've been kind of sucking.
Yeah. I'm so glad that it happened against us.
Now you can zero in and focus for the playoffs and like really try and figure this thing out.
It has been a bit of a distraction. So now it's like that's over and done with, right? Weight lift up the shoulders that could kind of focus on hockey again. Not to bring this back to Washington here, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
I think I'm surprised that Tassos, I'm surprised you don't think Matthews could break it.
No, I don't. I don't think he could break it. He doesn't
have that dog. He doesn't have that clutch.
It doesn't
Who
appear.
cares? He's 27 years old and he's got 400 already.
He's been injured, and I don't like. You see the way he's like making money in the NHL and. You know, signing these like shorter term deals. I just think if he's like banged up and he's 36, like he might not have a desire to play until he's 40 or 42. Like go look at Ovechkin's goal logs and how many seasons of doing this, you know?
No, it's crazy. But I mean, but Matthews is on his way to doing like it's just Matthews needs to play long enough.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot has to go right. Like right now, he's on track, but it's not a guarantee that it'll stay that way, right? He's also been a playoff team like every year of his career so far, but a lot of it depends on what happens at the Leafs and all that too, the team around him, right? Yeah.
Let's revisit this conversation in like 4 years.
But I think the real biggest milestone of the weekend was Patrick Kane. He set the record for 17 most 20-goal seasons from a U.S.-born player. Clearly, that was the biggest milestone this weekend. Yeah, I just love all Crosby, Ovechkin, and Kane. They're still going strong. That's great. Yeah. Enjoy it now because it's not going to last forever. Yeah.
All right.
Back to this Penguins game. Probably.
Back to the game. We should do some Frank Nazar talk.
Yes.
Frank Nazar is going to be a superstar. Yeah. I don't remember where I was arguing with someone, but it was in a comment section under one of our posts, and somebody just said that he thinks we're a little too high on this kid. And really? I completely disagree with that. I don't think we're high enough. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. You see the way he plays the game defensively, and then tonight, like that goal on the PK, he made that play happen. Like he got the steal, he passed it, and then he just drove to the net and had a nice shot. This kid is going to be special.
And that shorthanded goal, that's been coming for a long time. Like, I love that they utilize him on the PK. He gets chances on virtually every penalty kill, a big part of why it's been so successful. Like, he's going to score a lot of those in his career, especially he generates breakaways every game with his speed. Just the way he plays the game, he does everything right. Such a smart player, good in both the offensive and defensive zone, which is great for a center. He could be our 1C. You could always put Bedsy at the wing and create a nice 1-2 connection there, or keep him as a 2C and run those two as the 1-2. I think either way, that works out great. Huck's got a good situation there. You could argue there's nothing more important than having a great 1-2 center combo in the NHL. So I think Nazar is going to be perfect for that perspective. Yeah.
How many points do you think he's going to have next year?
Nazar, I mean, assuming full health, I think 50. I put the over-under at 50. I think he could put over 50. He could record over 50 points next year, I think.
Yeah. I think he might have six.
That's a fair number. That's a fair number.
That's fair. I don't think that's like over exaggerating it, because like he's going to play the full season. He's going to be on the team right away, right? We've got a lot of those rookie year kinks out of the way. Like you can even see it now. Like he's learning how to finish at a rate of knots. I think he has like 5 points in the last 6 games. He should have more. Like I think he has 21 and 48 this year, which that might not jump off the page, but it's like if you've been watching Frank Nazar this year, he could easily have so much more. And that it's just like, is he, learns to finish these chances, it's going to come naturally. He's only going to get more and more. A team that hopefully should be a bit better next year. He's going to be consistently in the top 6, peak power play, penalty kill, everything. Like I think first line, second line, wherever, like the 50 points is very realistic for him. Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 60 points. I think
even higher. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. How about you, Lee?
I said 60. I think he can have 60. I think a lot of it is going to be about his finishing. Like, does he make strides next year? Because I think you said, like, what does he have this year? 21, 48, you said?
Yeah, I think 8 goals, 13 assists, man.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question about Nazar?
Sure. What's the question?
Do you have a thought first that you were trying to finish?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, unlike this year, he's gonna come into the team next year and like they know that Frank Nazar is like their first or second best player. Like he's gonna be in the top 6. He's gonna be on the power play. Like there's not gonna be any of this like he needs to earn it and start on the third line with Nick Foligno. Like he's gonna be put in all the best situations next year. And so if he spends the entire summer working on his finishing, I think 60 points is completely possible. That's
the thing. Like, it was a bit of a weird start for him because like he gets called up to the team in December, like 3 months in, and like he's not getting those top 6 minutes right away. He's not playing with the guys he's been playing with lately. So it took him a little while to get going. But I think since the turn of the calendar year, like we've seen what he could do. So I think just the fact that he'll start with a fresh slate next season will benefit him. Yeah.
If you guys, so I'm going to ask my Nazar question. If you guys knew that Frank Nazar in 2, maybe 3 years was going to be a Mitch Marner level player, would you go out this summer and get Mitch Marner and pay him $15 million a year?
If you knew he was going to become Mitch Marner himself?
Just like that level of player.
Hindsight, then I probably wouldn't. Like, is that crazy to say? Like, if I knew I was going to get that in a couple of years, then I wouldn't spend $15 million if I don't have to, I guess. I feel like I'd be doing that more for Bedsy than Nazar, but it's like if Nazar can be that anyway, then yeah, I think that's probably the move. Or at least maybe not 50 million if you can make it less, but yeah, I don't know.
I think I'd
Yeah.
still do it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think that's a super realistic possibility. Also, by the way,
Yeah, me too. That's why I asked.
but
That's
the
tough.
cap's going up so much. Like that's a problem that like that'd be a good problem to have if we're being honest. If like some of these young kids pan out to be so good towards the end of their ELCs, and it's like, oh my gosh, we got to really stretch out this money. I hope we run into that problem, honestly. I know that's like PTSD triggering for some Blackhawks fans to hear because we saw it completely destroy a dynasty team. But I think I'd still do it and just try to then work everybody else under the Mitch Marner number.
Yeah, the only thing is like, yes, the cap's going up, but it's like then it'd be going up, for him too. It's like if he becomes that level of a player, you don't think he's also going to ask for, I don't know, that type
It
of
wouldn't happen
deal.
right away. So like
Yeah.
his first contract's not going to be.
Right.
And so then let's say he signs a smaller contract that's, even if it's on like the bigger side, then you're already talking about you're like 3 years done with the Mitch Marner contract and
Okay.
so.
That's fair. Like I think Nazar could be a point per game plus player at his prime, but I think that's probably a while away. Like he's got to build to that. I think this team's got to get there too. So probably that's a future problem. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a good question.
I think you know.
What do you say?
Like, look at it. You're also going to probably be getting Misa in this draft too. So it's like then you have a 3-headed beast there. It's like then do you really need him too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the more I think about it,
give me a couple of seasons of give me a couple of seasons of Frank Nazar at like 60 points, like next season and the season after, 60-point production, and then expect maybe like an 80, 90 point jump, up there, like, and then that could just be like the norm in a good, healthy season that like the team is competitive and like, like that just maybe the expectation going forward for him is. That's why I ask. And, are you really going to shell out like that much money? You're going to create a precedent of like, I don't know. Like, I think he's going to be really good, dude. Like watching just the little details of his game. It's the most impressive that the Blackhawks have. Maybe that's like relative to like expectations, what you thought of them.
Dustin.
No, look, I'll admit, I'm the biggest Bedard Glazer there is, but like post foundations, like, I've been more impressed with Frank Nazar. There you go. I just said it. In the long run, I think we have to remember how high Bedard's ceiling is here. So I think it's going to work out just fine. But yeah, I have been like recency more impressed with Frank Nazar's game. I'll bet.
Tassos is becoming like a believer in this whole thing. Tassos is believing in these young guys, huh?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing of Frank Nazar too. I think some people might complain or like might put out there, oh, I think you guys are being too high on this kid. But it's like, I don't think people who don't watch the Hawks all the time or like in this team know how good this guy is. Because like, let's be honest, like the media and stuff, like they don't really talk about Frank Nazar. Like a lot of people just don't know how good this guy is. Like he's been talked about. Like he's kind of underrated.
Yeah, we're so high on him because we just watch him every game, and he's an amazing hockey player, and he's as young as he is. Like that's
people just look at stats and jump to conclusions. It's like you gotta watch the tape, man. I think the tape shows he's going to be a star player of this league. I've said this before in the show, but it's like I'll bring it up again. I remember a scout saying in the 2022 draft that this guy could have the highest ceiling amongst forwards in that draft class. He dropped to 13, had some injury problems, but since he's come back from that, he's looking like that type of player, man. Yeah.
Wait, so Tassos, do you not want to see the Blackhawks give Mitch Marner $15 million this summer then?
No, I do, just because I want everything that comes with that.
Business.
Business.
Good for CHR,
Good for CHR, good for the content, like it's good for us to talk about. It's good for
that's good for the team. It is good for the team.
Yeah. They'll be better, like they'll be a lot better, obviously, maybe 10 wins better plus. Especially if you make another move or two to augment that, and that's not like the only thing you do. So yes, I think Frank Nazar is going to be at that level, or maybe a shade underneath it, but like right there, like
you
right
need that.
there.
Mitch Marner is an accelerator, right? And I think like with the prospect pool we're building, hire the right coach, all that stuff. Like I think this team, naturally is going to get to where we want to be anyway. But Marner accelerates that process, right? But probably at least a year. So
I don't think our accelerator.
I don't think our future, success hinges on signing Mitch Marner this summer, but it helps. Yeah.
He's the accelerator. He's the only guy out there that would but if Nazar is going to be that in like 2-3 years, maybe you get like another piece on a short-term contract, I don't know. Maybe move Murphy out.
It's an interesting thought.
Also, we're like, there's a very good chance we're adding Michael Misa to this forward group.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna be so good. Not to like do this right now and just be like, oh my God, get on the show after the Hawks win one game in their past fucking 12 or whatever it is, and be like, oh my God, guys, we're gonna be so good. Not to do that, but I'm gonna do it. Like this team, you add Michael Misa to this forward group, and now you start looking down the line, even just like at the center position, it's like, oh my gosh, we don't even have to have Connor Bedard play center. Like if Connor Bedard sucks at defense and at the faceoff dot his entire career, that's fine because he can just play wing because you have Frank Nazar, Michael Misa, and fucking Oliver Moore and Sasha Boisvert. Like you've got so many.
Katsarov, Nick Lardis.
You got so many guys, and it's just like, I don't know. We kind of just got to sit around and pass the time until they're all here.
Yeah, like it's going to be a process, right? Like obviously, like we've talked about it, right? Like the price of this team, it's like it's easy to look at, loss after loss, 31st NHL, and be all pessimistic, negative Nancy here. But it's like you just see what we're building here and just see the pieces and where they can fall together. You see the vision, you see the plan. It's like suddenly it doesn't look too bad, So,
yeah, dude, it's discussions like these where I'm like, damn, maybe Kyle Davidson is the GOAT.
It's important to be the voice of reason here because there's a lot of Blackhawks fans after these games that come to these overreactions and stuff and just don't really seem to process what we're building here. It's like, look, those 2000s Hawks went through the exact same thing. Like the way that 2010s Hawks team was built was very similar through the draft. So look, it's going to be hard to be able to replicate that type of team. I'm not saying that, but it's like, you want to win at least a cup in the Bedzier. And I think with what we're doing right now with the team we're building, I think with KD's agenda, it's like, I think we're doing the right things here. I think just got to make that, you got to have the right guy leading this thing forward, right? I think the coaching hire this offseason is probably the most important decision KD will make yet. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sam Renzel got his first point tonight. How do you think he looked up there with Vlasic?
Fantastic. I love that pairing. I think it just shows the trust they have already. First deep pair of Alex Vlasic, man, the power play as well. The PKs, but they're putting him in everywhere. I think he registered, 21 minutes, just under 21 minutes of ice time tonight too. Just his fourth career NHL game. I think since he's been up here, short sample size, albeit, he's probably been the most impressive defenseman, even more so than Artie Levshunov even. So I think that's another great problem to have right there too, is who's going to be the number one right D? Is it going to be Renzel? Is it going to be Levshunov? Then we got Vlasic on the left side. Kevin's still got to figure some things out. And we got a lot more of embarrassing riches in the back end, too. So I think just seeing the way Renzel's playing now and knowing he could probably slot in next year's team right away, too, that's great. Oliver Moore as well. I think both of those guys, Blackhawks next season. I don't think they really need time with the Ice Hawks.
Yeah, Renzel played the most time of every Blackhawks skater tonight. Wow. Levshunov should have had an assist today too.
Yeah.
Was that Teravainen who completely sold that opportunity?
I think it was him. Yeah.
That was a sweet play from Levshunov.
Yeah, I'm glazing Renzel, but like, look, Levshunov's been fantastic too. And it's like, I'm really hoping that one of those guys can get that first career goal. Like it's coming. I think he's had that shooting mentality. He's going to get it one of these days. Hopefully this season, not next season. Yeah.
What if all these guys pan out, Tassos? You always say that like not all these guys. What if all these guys pan out?
That's not going to happen. What do you mean? All these guys? What does all these guys mean?
Like, I mean, what if Levshunov and Renzel are both first pairing guys, like quality wise?
That's likely.
You already know that Vlasic is a first pairing defenseman. Like genuinely, Alex Vlasic is that. Like that's how good he is defensively. Is like. He can play as a first pairing guy on most teams.
I would rather Alex Vlasic be like, No,
that's fine. We can talk about roles. We can talk about roles.
I just
but
like
as far as talent.
I think if you overstretch Alex Vlasic, he'll some parts like he'll just get exposed sometimes. Like just like anybody, but
Yeah, I have noticed that this season where it's like he might be better served as a defensive, like second pair guy. Like he's definitely expanded his offensive game this year, but I argue defensively compared to his rookie season, maybe taking a little bit of a step back at times, more mistakes. I think just because he's had to play more. Also Seth Jones gone too. He's been forced to be the 1D, as these young defensemen come in. So that's asking a lot out of him. I think he still can be a first pair defenseman. I think ideally he's your second pair guy, but either or, it's a good problem to have too. Yeah.
But yes, if your top three or if your top four is made up of three of Rinzel, Levshinov, Vlasic, you did a good job.
Good.
Yeah, you did a good job. Like, yeah. Now
Kevin's the wild card there, right? Still no points for him this season too in the games he's played at the Hawks, that's supposed to be where he's flourishes his offensive games. So, he's definitely there's still a lot of potential of Kevin, but he's definitely the wild card there for sure in that top four, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like you're going to be paying a lot of these guys at the same time, and
gotta be smart.
You gotta be smart with the monies. I know Greg Boysen told me that it's not my money and that it's but that's how problems happen. Is you just start giving guys bags and then all of a sudden you've got to pay 3-star defensemen at the same time that are all amazing, that you value all of them super highly, and it's like, well, then there's your money's going to start to disappear really quickly when these guys ELCs are up and stuff. So I don't. It's obviously a good problem to have, but I'm just thinking about it from the standpoint of like, dude, there's still so many prospects that we're really hyped about that are projected to be good players. And are tearing up whatever junior leagues they're in. Like, dude, after this draft too, like we're going to have another, handful of guys that are coming through the pipeline. It's like, we've got a lot of guys, Yeah. And I know people say you can never have too much young talent, but it's like, I don't know. You're going to have to start figuring out who you're going to go with and who you're not. And then you need to start selling some of these guys.
Well, yeah, I think we brought this up too many times where it's like after this draft, we're going to have so much in the pipeline where it's like we don't really have to build from there anymore, right? We can really start, using, the guys we know that might not be a part of this thing, start flipping them for assets, right? That can help us win now. I think even KD admitted to that. Like, we're probably going to start seeing that this offseason pretty soon here. So, I think really now is the time. I think next season, time to start moving this thing forward for sure. Yeah.
Like literally, what is the point of drafting anybody next year?
Yeah, unless he's Gavin McKenna, I don't really care.
Like I'm kind of doing a bit, but I'm not really. Like genuinely, you only have so many roster spots on a team. Like, what are you drafting guys for the AHL team too? Are you trying to make sure that Rockford has guys? Like, let's start selling some of these assets, these futures assets that we have, and I don't know. It's just you can only have so many people play on your team. Like, we've got fucking 40 prospects already. Or I don't know. Let's start making this thing quick here.
You see both Lourdes and Mishiak had hat tricks too in the OHL playoffs.
Yeah. In the playoffs, yes. Yeah. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. It's like, we're seeing like Bedard and Nazar and more right now, but it's like, dude, we've got 12 guys that are performing at a really high level, scoring at impressive rates. Like, these guys are going to come into the team over the next couple of years. So it's exciting.
A lot to look forward to for sure. Yeah.
Ilya Mikheyev, 20 goals too. We'll give him a shout before
the fourth Blackhawk to record 20 goals this season. Mikheyev has arguably been or probably KT's best offseason acquisition. It's kind of crazy to say that, but it's like he's just so like versatile. Like, he could put him in the PK. He's been great from that perspective, right? Could play anywhere, good speed, and he's quietly been producing, as well. That's been good to see. So now a guy I'd be, have any issues with keeping around here for a little bit. It could kind of be a good role player there. Special teams guy. Yeah.
He's on the books for a couple more years. I did read a chat that made me laugh earlier, but I didn't say it at the time. But Will DeCaro said, make Mikheyev a Blackhawk for life.
I don't know about that, but, I'm okay. As we transition here, like, he's a good transitional piece, from rebuild to contender, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's good pace to have. Obviously, it'd be ideal if he wasn't like playing in your top 6. If we
Yeah,
can
no,
do
you
a
don't really want him
situation
there.
where like 2 years
Yeah.
from now he's like a third line guy and not playing on the first line with Connor Bedard and Ryan Donato.
Yeah, like you don't really want to see him there, but I think middle 6 piece, right? PK, like that's where you want to see him. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Anything else, fellas?
Well, I noticed a stat here. Bedard found Mikheyev in that goal, and I saw he's one of only 3 active NHLers who recorded consecutive 60-point seasons as a teenager in the NHL. So I think just with all the talk around Bedard this season, about his regression, slump, whatever you want to call it, the fact that he's still producing around a similar rate as last season on a team that's same spot in the standings, I think goes to show that a lot of it's been exaggerated around him. I think he's going to be just fine there. Yeah.
He did get eaten up in the face-off dot against Sidney Crosby.
It's
tonight,
Sidney
though.
Crosby as idol. I think I could give him a pass there, but
He won the first one. Bedsy won the first draw.
That's the one that matters. Yeah, there you go. How about Spencer Knight too? I think he needed a night like this.
Oh yeah, Spencer Knight was awesome.
28 saves on 29 shots. It's been a while since the last got a win for him too. He locked in. not letting Ovechkin score the record. I said it after that show. I think that could be a confidence booster for him. And would you look at that? He has a great night today. Big part of why we won this game. He almost got him a shutout, man. Almost. Bad penalty by Bertuzzi late. Penguins scoring that, and I'm like holding my breath. Oh, don't blow this lead. Don't blow this lead. But thank you, Ilya Mikheyev. With empty net to seal the deal. But good for Knight. You need wins like this for a young goaltender. Confidence is huge of goaltending. So, and that's the thing too. The Spencer Knight effect. Him as your starter next season, like that right there is going to get you more wins. So, compared to Peter Mrazek. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think that for the rest of the show, like the history of Chicago Hockey Radio, there's going to be a lot of episodes where like we don't discuss Spencer Knight because it's just like the norm for him to play well. Like I think
exactly
is going to be an absolute stud.
A guy you can rely on every night. You know what you're getting with him.
He's already, the best goaltender we've seen in years. So really exciting and encouraging for the future as well.
Absolutely. No.
All right, you fellas ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, we got a rematch of the Pens on Tuesday, so let's got a good show to look forward to tomorrow before then, and let's see consecutive wins against the Pens. Let's sweep them. Yeah.
I gotta go film another Instagram skit really quick.
Please.
Too the Blackhawks, I believe, they actually passed their point total from last season. I believe they had 52 last year. 54, 5 games left. So they did get better. They did improve.
Kyle Davidson's like, see, this is what I said there was going to be progression.
And there it is right there. Still one less win. So, let's win there and match the win total there and get Michael Misa. And then we're cooking. Yeah.
All right. That's it from us. If you're new, like I said, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram. Tell a friend to do all of those things. If you really want, you can leave a 5-star rating and review. Show tomorrow as well. The 3 of us will be back here. Lee will be in studio. And from like 11:15 to like a little after 1, we'll be live on YouTube, and that will be available anywhere you get your podcasts afterward, including right here on YouTube. So thanks everybody. Hope we got some people joining tonight from the bags. That would be cool.
Tell that story. I don't know if you mentioned that.
So it was cool. Honestly, I would love to do it again. Not even for the sake of like growth, but just to like have someone there with cameras and we can like film it, just because I think Tassos and I going back and forth like trying to like sell things is pretty funny because we're like being mean to each other the whole time. But so we're like handing out bags to people, spreading the word, saying like, oh, Chicago Hockey Radio, check out our show, blah blah blah. And we like give it to this like middle-aged gentleman, and we're like, yeah, Chicago Hockey Radio, check us out. He's like, oh yeah, Chicago Hockey Radio, Justin Lynch, right? And we're like, yeah, dude, yeah, Justin Lynch, that's us. So that's the B-Hawks meme effect for you. Just, we're just passing out bags at the UC and we get recognized because we know Justin Lynch. So very cool moment for you, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun to be a micro celebrity. Yeah. But micro in that sense. For sure.
Yeah, obviously. But hopefully we got some people that liked the bag and saw the pamphlet inside and scanned the QR code and are now here watching us do this. So,
we appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
Hopefully no Wi-Fi problems on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's show should be fun. No guests. But yeah. Okay. That's it. Tell a friend, and we will be back tomorrow. See everybody then.